All right, dude, kick this off. Why don't you introduce yourself, tell people what you're all about, where you're from, and let's kick it off there. What you about and where you're from?
Yeah, so my name's Dean. I'm 29. I'm from Manchester, England, but I live in North Wales, which I know you had Jack on last week.
Yeah.
He lives in half of Wales. So yeah, I live in a small village in North Wales.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. You're a little bit of a trek from me.
Yeah, Canada, is it?
Yeah. What? It's 2 o'clock here now. What time is it for you?
7 p.m. So not too late.
So we got a little 5-hour difference. No problem.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's talk about your competition history. Let's start there. What have you competed? What have you done? Let's go from there.
Yeah. So I've competed 15 times.
Holy crap!
Quite a few. Yeah. The first season, 2014, I did one show.
Yep.
And that was the first time in this category. And to be honest, that prep, I made like every mistake in the book, really.
Okay, elaborate on that. What'd you do?
Well, so pretty much set myself an unrealistic time period. I kind of just, where I live in North Wales, there's not a lot of bodybuilding gyms or influencers and things, if you like.
Okay.
But there weren't any that I was aware at the time. And it's back in 2015, so the social media isn't what it is now.
Totally.
The information was there, but I didn't seek it out.
Yeah.
But so I kind of listened to one guy in the gym, and he basically said, "Yeah, you diet for 16 weeks, and then you step on stage." So
just like that.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So before that, I wasn't tracking macros or anything.
Yeah.
And set myself 16 weeks, clean my diet up, just bro food pretty much.
Yeah.
And if things were going okay, training remained roughly the same. I increased cardio gradually.
Right.
Then about 9 weeks out, I wasn't anywhere near ready.
Right.
Because I never really dieted down before.
Gotcha.
So I thought, well, if these things are bad, then I'll just eliminate them. And if these things are good, I'll do as much as I can. So carbs dropped. Cardio 2 hours a day, 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour post training. Yeah.
Holy crap! Jeez.
Weight training 6 days a week. As much energy as I was good, but yeah. I mean, my was poor, obviously. Didn't really. I mean, with everything I was doing, I didn't really allow enough time to nail some of the fundamentals like posing. Never really practiced because I thought I'd rather be on the stairmaster or the cross training. Yeah. Or I'd rather weight training rather than posing. Like, so my posing on the day was poor. But yeah, so I mean that's what I did 9 weeks out. So I started doing 2 hours cardio a day. Too much weight training. Too much volume. No carbohydrates.
You're just killing yourself.
I was eating it's pretty embarrassing, but at least people could learn from it.
Exactly.
I was eating every 2 hours because this is what the bros in the gym told me.
Yep.
Eat every 2 hours, like 40 grams of protein. Drop carbs because carbs will spike insulin and then you'll store it as fat.
Yep.
And my fats were very minimal. I was having some like macadamia nuts and things, but nothing major.
Oh my god.
Despite all of that, I don't know why I stuck to it in hindsight, but I stuck to that plan.
Yep.
And yeah, I stepped on stage and I lost the body fat required, but I didn't have to pose to show off my physique and yeah. Post show again, I had no plan, no strategy. I was very deprived, so ended up in about 2 months. I put on about 35, 40 pounds. So yeah, classic post show binge as well. So everything you could have done wrong, I did it.
Nice.
Yes, that was my first season, and I didn't place in the first timers category. There was 17 other people in the class,
right?
So it would have been difficult, and even if I did everything right,
yeah, for sure.
Second season, I pretty much. So I had a post show binge for like 2 months, and put on too much weight. A lot of weight.
You just couldn't. You ate everything. You just couldn't stop.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, during prep, I was having one time I had a nightmare that like I had a pizza in my dream, and I woke up. I woke up to do my cardio. And,
oh my god!
Yeah, and I was like annoyed at myself doing cardio, thinking I'd eaten a pizza.
you're so pissed.
Yeah, and then I realised like, oh, I didn't eat pizza. So yeah, after the show, just completely binged, and I still ate protein with every meal, but right. I mean, the foods I was eating were stupid, really.
Like what? Give me an example.
For breakfast, I mean, looking back, I want to do it again. But for breakfast, I'd have 2 bagels with turkey rashers and eggs.
Yeah,
that's not too bad.
Whatever.
A little bit of like 50% fat cheese.
Yep.
2 Pop-Tarts.
Oh, now we're getting somewhere.
So I'd have like a chocolate-filled crepe. You might call them. It's like a pancake rolled up.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And all of that with I'd probably put some sauce in it, like like
Nutella,
chocolate or something. So yeah, that was like my breakfast. Every lunchtime, like a couple of hours later, I'd have like 2 Quest bars. I ended up buying a lot of Quest bars when I was in prep.
Yeah.
And then like lunchtime, I go to like some fast food place or a shop, and just as long as it had protein in it, I thought, well, that's a deal. So yeah, I mean that was kind of my diet every sort of 6 times a day, eating those sorts of meals.
Yeah.
So I got to Christmas. So that show was in September. I got to Christmas, and I was looking at myself like I've got a higher body fat now than I did before I started prep the first time.
Yeah.
So naturally, I thought, I'll prep again.
Totally, might as well.
Yeah, I thought it's one way to lose the body fat.
Yeah.
So 2015, I did 2 shows. And at the time, I still wasn't really aware. I was getting more informed, but I wasn't really aware of like the natural bodybuilding scene.
Right.
So the 2 shows I did were just geographically the 2 closest shows to me.
Yep.
And it happened to be 2 weeks apart as well, so it was good timing.
Yep.
And that was with a small federation called the IBFA.
Okay.
It's an untested federation, but we had a novice class. So I competed in a novice class. It was Mr. Liverpool and Mr. North Wales.
Right.
And I finished and first, respectively.
Nice.
So that wasn't not a bad result, really. I mean, the standard of competition wasn't great. It wasn't anything to shout about, but it was the prep. I learned a lot during my next prep.
Right.
Which, I mean, I just sort of corrected a lot of mistakes, really.
Did you have a coach for that or no?
No, I wish I did. The best thing I could have done would have been, if there was one available that I knew of, would have been to have a coach, definitely. Because, all those mistakes I made.
Yeah, for sure.
But you live and learn.
you got to learn somehow.
And failure is a good sort of environment for growth.
Totally.
So I think a lot, personally, and the next season I'll brush over quickly because there's nothing much about. So 2015, 2016.
Yep.
2014, 2015, and then 2016.
Yeah. I
had a lot going on personally. Like sold a house. I think I lived in like 4 different places. Went through like a breakup. And like
life stuff.
Yeah, I bought a car and then someone drove into the back of me and wrote it off. So that was a bit annoying. So just like loads of annoying things happened.
Just a little shit, yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of shows coming up, and to give myself some structure, I thought I need some distractions from like job changes and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I decided to like prep for these shows.
Might as well.
But yeah, I mean, and I wouldn't ever. At the time, my thought was just to kind of, like I said, give myself structure. So I hope this doesn't sound disrespectful to the sport, but I had I didn't have like the proper mindset for it really.
Right.
So I didn't. In one of the shows, I placed second, but in the other shows, I didn't place. And to be honest, it was just I should never have prepped. I just kind of wanted a distraction,
something to do.
That was it. And then I'm going on a bit, but last season, so 2017.
Yep.
Before I tell you how many shows I did, I can explain it.
I can explain.
It wasn't intended, but I did 9 shows last season.
2017, 9 shows.
Yeah, and my intention was only to do 3 shows, and it was because I was, I was disappointed with how I performed the previous season.
Right.
Because like things were right. I should never have prepped. I mean, bodybuilding prep takes, you need to be in a certain state of mind.
Totally.
I wanted to make amends, and at this stage as well, I was a lot more evidence based. That the way I structure my training and nutrition now is a lot better than what it was before.
For sure.
And that's just because all the mistakes I've made, essentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had 3 shows last year that I wanted to do. So I listened to one of your podcasts, and you qualified for the Amateur Arnold's. Is that right? And you competed in the Amateur Arnold's?
No, it was the IFBB Worlds in Spain last year.
Okay. Well, one of the shows was it's UK BFF. It's the UK BFF Nationals.
Okay.
Which it's an untested federation, but that particular show is tested.
Okay, yeah, like our nationals. Yeah, I got you.
So from placing at that show, so this was one of the shows I did. I got an invite to the Amateur Olympia and I'm pretty sure it's the IFBB Worlds as well.
Okay. Shit.
But I didn't go because they paid for the registration. We didn't pay for the flights or anything. And
right.
I couldn't justify doing it because, like you said on the podcast, the guys are monsters.
Oh, it was ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. But, yeah, so I did one warm-up show. I did that show.
Yep.
And then last show was the BNBF at Body Power. Which was
cool.
It's a really exciting show because, are you familiar with Body Power?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, massive
Huge.
audience. BNBF obviously is arguably the biggest natural bodybuilding federation in the UK. So, yeah, that was the main show. I started prep in January. That show was in May, so it was roughly 20 plus weeks.
Yeah.
And I came in really well, to be fair. Especially considering my previous outings.
For sure.
I finished second in the middleweight division.
Nice.
The person that won it was James Poynter, who's just won the BNBF Southern Counties overall as well. But that year he won the middleweight division and the overall at the BNBF. So his physique's really good. We'll see who gets on the finals. But yeah, anyway, I finished second to him, and then they were the 3 shows done. So that was all I intended to do. But then when I came out of prep, because in the past, obviously I really deprived myself and binged and put on loads of body fat.
Yeah.
So I thought, right, I'm going to really, nail it. I already had all my, I had my reverse diet, or whatever you would call it, but my off-season plan. Yep. I had it all laid out.
Right.
I actually had a plan. I finished the prep, didn't have a cheat meal or anything because I didn't feel deprived. And
perfect.
I slowly reverse dieted. But what I hadn't really considered, and I'd love to get your take on this because it's something I'm going to possibly do in the future as well.
Yeah.
I was reverse dieting, but I didn't really know what my maintenance was.
Right.
So rather than bumping calories up by a certain amount, I literally trickled in some carbohydrates each week.
Yep.
So only a small amount. I stopped doing all cardio, but I kept a consistent step count. And I'm fairly active anyway, so my steps were, I think they were probably about 12,000, I would have thought.
Yeah, so you're moving.
Yeah. So carbohydrates were going up, not a lot, like 200 calories, 100 calories a week.
Okay.
But, so my training performance improved because I guess I was utilising carbohydrates.
Yeah.
And actually, my condition was better, weirdly, because I guess I wasn't at maintenance. I was still in a deficit.
Yeah,
a smaller deficit, but still a deficit.
Still a deficit.
Yeah. So I got to this time last year. I got to mid-August, and I was still stage weight was still the same. But sorry, my weight was still the same as my stage weight, but my physique had filled out more because I had just more glycogen stored.
Yeah, the carbs. Really.
So in some roundabout way, I had more glycogen, but lost a little bit of fat, so my condition was a little bit better. So
that's crazy.
So I thought, well, may as well. That's when I through encouragement, I thought
might as well.
Yeah. So I did one show with like a couple of days' notice, and it was it was a small show. It was called the Biomax Classic.
Yep.
And Biomax Nutrition can come here, but they've got a gym as well. And it was just a show. Mainly, it was quite close to me, and it was mainly like better members and things. They weren't but I placed them. It wasn't a test or anything, but that was one just to kind of give me the bug again.
For sure.
And then I did. There was 2 shows. There was the UK DFBA and the NPA,
right?
Which are both natural federations.
Okay.
So they're the big 3 in the UK: the BNBF, UK DFBA, and NPA. And so I picked the next UK DFBA qualifier and the next NPA qualifier, and I finished. I placed in both of those classes.
Yep.
So I qualified for finals. So that was another 2 shows down. So that brings me to 7.
Jeez.
And then I did the respective finals. UK DFBA, the BNBF. I qualified for the finals, but I couldn't do it because I was at a wedding on the weekend it was on.
Yep.
UK DFBA, I didn't place at the finals, but the standard there was crazy. There was in the middleweight class there was how many? I think about 13 or 14.
Oh wow!
And yeah, it was a big class, and my stage weight was about 75 kilogram, and in that federation it's 70 to 80 kilogram.
Oh, so you're in the middle.
That's what 80 kilograms. So I was giving away quite a bit of weight as well.
Yep.
And then the NPA finals, I placed 5th in the middleweight category, which wasn't too bad. And to be honest, at that point, that was the last show of the year, which was 28th of October. So I'd competed from March to October, effectively. Yeah, and I think my physique was just a bit kind of tired and drained, and
yeah, that's
my cradle to grave competition history, and my reason for doing 9 last year.
That's crazy, man. So let's talk about how your training changed from the first show to the 9th show. Like when your first one, you said you did everything wrong. So what's changed training wise from then to now?
Well, so I started training at 16.
Yep.
So I trained for a number of years, but it wasn't until I decided to do the show in 2014. You know, between that span, sort of from 2005 to 2014.
Yep.
I was doing other things as well. Like I was playing, I did judo. Judo was a big. But a reason why I got into training really because I did it as a junior. I did quite well.
Yep.
And I wanted to go into the adult ranks, but you go from like 16 to senior.
Right. So
I was like 11 stone, and everyone else was like 16 stone. So yeah. So I thought I need to put some weight.
You need to pack some pounds on.
Yeah. So yeah. In the meantime, 2015 to 2014, I was doing judo, football or soccer, you call it, hockey, mid-distance running.
Wow.
Like, just kind of, not all at once, but kind of like...
You were busy.
Yeah. So I've always been active. And I always went to the gym consistently.
Yeah.
And was weight training. But I was only doing like a bro split because, again, you know, I didn't really seek out the information I should have done. I kind of just thought, he's the biggest guy in the gym. How does he train?
I'll do what he does.
Yeah. I'm like, forget all the other factors. How do you train? So I just kind of copied. I just had like a standard chest day, back day, so on and so forth. So I was hitting every body part once per week, and I did that in 2014. I was still doing that roughly. I was hitting every body part once per week, but because my mentality was like more is more. Yeah. So I was doing like one day it was biceps, one day it was triceps, just so I could train so many times. So it was like hamstrings, quads, biceps, triceps, chest. Biceps, triceps were the same day. So it was like hamstrings, quads, biceps, triceps, chest, shoulders, back. Not in that order, but I did 6 days a week. Bro split, but 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Anyway. And that was how I trained for the 2014 prep. And I literally just went in there, didn't have a logbook, didn't track, just thought, hit as intensely as I could, given the fact that I was 0 carb.
So was your mindset, like every workout, just annihilate that muscle?
Yeah, pretty much try and solicit as much growth as possible. But my intensity wasn't exactly anything to shout about because there's not much you can do when you're just 2 hours cardio. Anyway, so then the next season I was still doing a similar kind of bro split,
right?
But I actually like looked at a proper structured plan. Looked at what lifts I should be doing, and I kind of knew just inherently because you kind of know like what compound movements are going to be more beneficial.
For sure.
I was always kind of prioritizing the big lifts, if you like, and the more important ones. The next season I actually started logging lifts, logging volume, logging sets, and so on and so forth.
Yep. Good stuff.
And then, to be honest, I carried on doing that until the start of 2017. And then that's when I actually changed to what I do now, which is a push-pull leg split.
So that's what how long have you been running that?
Since like January 2017, really. That's when I started with you. Because I threw myself into prep, then I kind of thought, well, I'll start my new one as well. But it's all been evidence based. Like it's been from listening to sort of great minds of the industry and like I listen to the 3DMJ podcast quite often now.
Yeah.
Well, I started listening to it back then.
They're so good, eh?
And I kind of really good. But I wish if I knew of them in 2014, I would.
Yeah.
Well, when I started lifting when I was 16.
For sure.
But push pull legs, and that's how I train now.
Nice. So how do you split up? How do you split up volume on that? So do you do like 2 on 1 off, 2 on 1 off, or like how are you kind of structuring that?
Yeah, that's a good question. And volume's a hot topic at the minute because it's kind of debated.
Yeah.
How much volume you should be doing?
For sure.
Which I've got an opinion on, but it's only an opinion. But so I train generally push pull legs, and then 1 day off. So I'm doing like
so you do 6 on 1 off.
Yeah, and to be honest, it's from a selfish point of view. I love training. If I could train every day, like for 2 hours a day, I would. But I know that's not the best thing to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I really enjoy training. So that's why I'm doing 6 days a week.
Right.
I could do the way that I train. I could do it in 4 days, but I'd rather do 6 days. If you know what I'm saying.
So with that being said, do you split up? Like how do I put this? So for me, like I do kind of something similar. I have like an arm day because I'm trying to bring up my arms, but usually it's like a push-pull legs. So I'll kind of split up like my chest, for example. I'll hit it on like 1 day pretty hard. Then on the next day, I'll hit shoulders pretty hard. So how do you equate that stuff?
Yeah, similar philosophy. So my leg days, 1 day is quad dominant, 1 day is hamstring dominant.
Same as me.
On my pull days, 1 day, and I try and set so on 1 day I'll do deadlifts, and I try and keep that as much apart to the day that I'm squatting, for example.
Right.
So just because I don't want to tax my lower back too much.
For sure.
So I'll prioritize the exercises based on, I guess, what I trained the day before and what I'm going to train the next day. So for example, 1 day will be more chest focused, like Olympic lifts.
Yep.
Whereas the other day I might do like overhead press and be more shoulder focused.
Right.
So that's kind of how I split my push days. Pull days, again, like 1 day I'll be doing deadlifts. The next pull day, I'll probably do a lot more emphasis on possibly dumbbell rows and pull ups and things.
Yep.
Because I don't believe all volumes created equally. So I'm kind of and also for recovery, I'm trying to separate the big lifts as much as I can.
Totally. So you mentioned earlier you had an opinion on volume that is a little sketchy. What do you mean by that?
No, I mean I said it like that, but maybe I do. So I wouldn't say I'm attached to like either camp, but I do think volume is more important than intensity or hypertrophy. But I think, and I'm quoting, there was Mike Israel was on a Revive Stronger podcast, and he threw out this quote, so I'll give him credit for it. If volume is king, intensity is queen. And I think that kind of really resonated with me where, just because volume might be more important, it doesn't mean intensity isn't important. So yeah, I mean, I'll favour. So for example, I don't go to failure on, and it depends on what your definition of failure is.
Yep.
Because for me, my definition is kind of as soon as your form breaks down,
that's it.
Yeah, that's failure. Yeah, and I don't know if you agree, but I think the biggest predictor of success in natural bodybuilding is being injury free.
Yeah.
So I try and so maybe this is just me trying to defend, not like going in there with my hood up and screaming the gym down when training, but yeah, I'm always trying to like think about safety, if you like. What I try and do with max recoverable volume. So I'm trying to max out my volume that I can recover from and still make progress.
Yeah, for sure.
And then intensity is like the next thing, but it's never, I've never failed on like a squat or something, for example.
Yeah.
I've never tested my 1 rep max, but yeah.
I think there's times too when like intensity can be varied. Like if it's like your last set of like bicep curls, then maybe you can like squeeze out a few past failure. But like you just said with squats, like maybe squatting to absolute failure might not be the best of ideas.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm always kind of in the back of my mind, like I said, I'm always just making sure that I'm not going to get injured doing this set. I'm not going in with the mentality of like I need to hit this PR and so on and so forth. I've got injuries in the back of my mind.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, just my general opinion on volume. I think so you've got people always quote Dorian Yates, for example, because of the Blood and Guts documentary he did when he was all about intensity. And he said he trained like, I think it was, I'm not seeing it, but I think it was like 1 body part per week for like 6 sets, whatever it was. And before Dorian, you had Mike Mentor, and he was a big proponent on intensity as well. And obviously Dorian Yates some people would argue the best bodybuilder of all time, but certainly up there. So it's kind of, but they're kind of outliners, and you look back at Arnie, I think in Pumping Iron, not Pumping Iron, sorry, I think in his the encyclopedia or his autobiography, he talks about how he trained for like 4 hours at a time. So that's a hell of a lot of volume, and they're kind of just outliers. But I think for practically speaking, for me, I try and do the most volume I can do with the variables in mind. So like obviously you've got time constraint, so you can't just train for hours on end.
Yeah.
The other variable is what you can recover from. I think the other variable is also generally the size of a muscle. So you're not going to do as many sets for biceps as you do for your legs, for example.
Yeah, for sure.
So given those things in mind, that's how I kind of set my parameters for volume, and I'm doing, depending on the muscle group, I'm doing between 20 and 40 sets per week.
Oh yeah.
But hitting them twice per week, so split up, it's like 10
a day,
5 to 10 sets. But yeah.
Yep. Which is like more than fair, I think, right? For most, that's probably a good starting point for most people, right?
Yeah, I think so, and especially when you're considering, I'm not going in there like, maybe I should sometimes, but I'm not going to failure on certain exercises, and yeah.
Cool. All right, let's talk nutrition now. So we got the training ironed out. What did nutrition change from that first slowly killing yourself experience to the season you had last year?
Yeah, so luckily year on year it's just gotten, I've kind of gotten a little bit better and improved.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, but the first year, going into 20, it's embarrassing to talk about. Hopefully somebody can hear me. I don't want to make those mistakes. But
say that again, buddy. You cut out there for a second. I heard it's embarrassing to talk about, and then you cut out.
Yeah, it's embarrassing to talk about the year of prep. But hopefully, if somebody can kind of learn from my mistakes and think about me.
Yeah.
I think to the prep. I had this bro mentality. I basically need to do is every 2 to 3 hours because most protein synthesis, and then I was literally I wasn't really thinking about what carbs I was eating, what fats I was eating.
Yep.
And eating protein for 2 to 3 hours, and then that was it. Went into prep and didn't necessarily. I didn't start tracking calories or macros. I just basically said, right, I can only eat these raw foods. So it was like, chicken and veg. Oof. Before training, I'd have some oats.
Yep.
And then after training, I'd have some I think I was having dextrose at the time, some fast acting carbohydrate.
Yep.
And then before bed, I'd have casein because casein is slow releasing. So
because it's a slow digesting.
Yeah. So I mean, from that point of view, I was getting adequate protein in. You could argue at the time. Initially, I was getting carbohydrates to fuel workout and so on and so forth. But then, like I said, I got to 9 weeks out, knew my physique wasn't going to be good enough, and then just hit panic stations. And then after that prep, when I made the decision to prep again, I just thought, if I'm going to do it again, I'm not going to suffer the way that I suffered then. There wouldn't be no point. At the same time, still, I wanted to do it again to make amends, if you like. But I thought I need to educate myself now. So that's what I did. I educated myself on. I was just trying to absorb as much information as possible. And at the time, basically scrolling through internet forums and just trying to assimilate as much information as possible and how I can apply that to my nutrition. So yeah, it got a lot better, to be fair. And I'll just fast forward to sort of like what my nutrition is nowadays, because it's just progressively gotten better. But now, personally, I would like to set it up. So I've got an office job, 9 to 5 during the day.
Right.
So I train in the evenings, which is what I prefer anyway, because I think the research shows that like your grip strength is higher in the evenings, testosterone's generally a little bit higher in the evenings. So I think it's the best time to train for me anyway.
Yep.
So during the day, I have a lot of decisions and things to make it work, or I'm required to think basically.
Yeah.
So it's not like a manual labour job. I'm just like the desk job. So I'm sedentary. So I prefer to run on like protein and fat heavy meals.
Right.
So my first sort of 3 meals don't really contain a little bit of carbohydrates, but it's from like fruit and things. It's not really anything too insulin spiking, if you like. And this might sound a bit pro, but I just feel better. Like I'm not getting highs and lows, dips of energy.
Yeah. Hey, if it works for you, right?
Yeah. Cognitively, just feel better. So
yeah.
First 3 meals are like protein and fat, and then pre-training. Depending on whether I'm off season or gaining, I like to have about between 75 to 100 grams of carbohydrates.
Yep.
Generally protein, I'll be like 20 to 30 grams, maybe a little bit higher. And then fats, I try and keep my fats quite low because I don't really. Some people have fats to slow down digestion, but I have some carbohydrates that like intra-training. So I don't feel like I need to slow down digestion too much because it's not like I'm going to have like a big crash of insulin even. But I mean, I won't have any fiber because I don't want, for example, vegetables. I don't want it to like ferment in the gut and cause bloating and all those problems. So like the carbohydrates also have before training is oats with like a banana, some pomegranate beetroot. Cool. And I use like protein powder in there, and that's it basically. Pre-training oats.
Yep.
Intra-training, I have highly branched cyclic dextrin. Generally between 30 to 50 gram, depending on, again, generally what I'm training and what stage I'm at. I'll have a Pepto Pro or casein hydrosolate. I'm not sure, but Pepto Pro. But that's like, do you know about Pepto Pro?
No, I've never heard of it.
So let me make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly. Casein hydrosolate. Yeah, I mean, you'll have to don't quote me on the pronunciation, but it's so it's a pre-digested form of casein protein.
Okay.
and basically it's absorbed faster than free-form amino acids.
Okay.
So it doesn't taste very nice. So I'll tell you what else happened. But yeah, it's pre-digested. And yeah, there's no like bloating or anything with it, and it's kind of
cool.
available as an amino acid source
Yep.
for men. And same with the cyclodextrin. You probably know about that. High molecular weight.
Yep.
Low. It sort of passes the. I mean, maybe a little bit, but basically it passes along the intestine and the stomach. So it's available energy into the bloodstream virtually straight away.
Right.
And then, so casein is low in leucine. So I also have some BCA with this drink. And I know BCAs are just a waste of money. And the leucine thing I'm saying in jest, it's mainly just to flavour it.
Yeah.
Because the HBCD and the Pepto-Pro are unflavoured.
Right.
So then I have BCA as to flavour it, basically.
Give some taste.
And I have creatine in there as well. So that's my intro cocktail.
Fancy.
Yeah. Look at Pepto-Pro as well. Anyway.
How do you spell that?
Yeah, PEP.
Yep.
TO.
Okay.
PRO.
All right.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Super. And then post trading. Again, this depends on what stage I'm at. But I'll have generally between 50 to 200 gram carbohydrates. So if I'm being,
that's quite the window.
Yeah. So basically, prep is like 50 gram.
Okay.
Like off season is like 200 gram.
Yeah.
Fats again, I keep pretty low.
Yeah. Post workout, I don't really have much slow digestion, right?
Yes, because you want to utilize the carbohydrates for the specific uses. So protein, again, depending on whether I'm in prep or not, could be like 30 grams, but it could be like 70 grams. But of that 70 gram, a lot of it's coming from bagels and stuff. So yeah. Like my post workout meal the last gaining. So I've just done a mini cut now. With the last gaining phase, it was like 2 bagels with either. I was getting, do you know powdered peanut butter, like PBC?
Yeah. Yep.
I was getting that, but mixing it with some cinnamon. Anyway, so spreading that on the bagels. Yeah, I know. Okay. And then I was having like a bowl of like cream of rice or oats and what else is there? Oats, and then I have like some either protein powder in the oats or like I was having like salmon and rice. Anyway, yeah, it was quite a lot of food. Anyway, it was like 1,100 calories around the figure.
Just sit down and eat, eh?
Yeah.
Perfect.
And then before bed, I would generally just depending on what time of training and things, that might be my last meal, or I might get another protein feeding in. But yeah, sorry, that's basically where my nutrition is now. But
cool.
But on the nutrition, I really try and prioritize getting in the sort of the right foods from the right sources, if you like. Like I don't really eat many processed foods or anything like that.
Yeah, it seems like too. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like you're really into like timing things the best, right? Like in the morning, you're not having carbs, but then around your workout, you've got this cocktail during it. You've got the big feeding after, but that's cool because I'm kind of that mindset too. Like if I'm gonna have something, try to optimize it as best you can. So that's cool, man.
Yeah. So I'm picked up and quite methodical and analytical about things.
Yeah. Hey, it worked. We need to be, right? For our sport, we need to be.
Oh, what we do, definitely. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
That's awesome. So let's kind of dabble into what your goals are moving forward. So you've done all these shows, right? You've obviously done quite well for yourself. So now what? What's the future hold?
Yeah. So long term goal, I want to be competitive in the middleweight division.
Mm-hmm.
Which in UK natural bodybuilding, the standard amateur level is like stupidly high because
I've seen that. Like you guys are crazy over there. Like I've chatted with Jack, AJ Morris. There's a few other guys that I've just stumbled across, like just going through your guys' profiles, and like you guys are freaks. Naturally.
Yeah, I mean the standard is crazy.
Yeah, like here in Canada, like I'm one of the few like high profile natural athletes here. Like a lot of guys are not natural, or like Canada just doesn't have a lot. It's like I don't have anybody local to train with that is of like say the standard you or myself would want to train at, and it sucks.
Yeah. But I can relate to that a little bit because where I live in North Wales, there is one natural pro bodybuilder, thank God, because he was the one that is a guy called Daz Cooper. He's a DFAC pro,
right?
And he was the one that actually introduced me to natural bodybuilding. So luckily, but other than him, there's nobody really in this North Wales area.
Yeah.
So I can relate to that. But in the UK as a whole, you know, where Jack lives, where AJ lives, there's a lot of bodybuilders there, and AJ's just moved to Birmingham, which is obviously surrounded by a whole lot of bodybuilders. But yeah, the standard's crazy. So and to be honest, competing 4 years in a row, the way that I did it, I basically recovered from the prepped. Yeah. Like there was no off seasons.
Yeah.
So now my plan is I want to make. I've not really set a deadline, but once I've made enough improvements, I want to set back on stage. Cool. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking 2020, and maybe because it's just got a nice ring to it. But yeah, 2020, I think.
Lots of time.
Yeah. So I've got, like I said, I've just and I'd like to know what you think about it, but I've just run a mini cut now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do probably another 4 to 6 month gaining phase with a couple of diet breaks in between, just where I bring my calories down to maintenance, nothing major.
Yep.
But yeah, my sort of plan now, between now and 2020, is to do like a gaining phase, then a mini cut to tighten things up, gaining phase, and so on and so forth. And my sort of thoughts behind that are, I mean, I don't know what your approach is like, but with the mini cut, I found a lot of success because I'm calling it a mini cut. It's like a 4 to 6 week aggressive diet.
Yeah.
I found a lot of success because I dropped 6 kilograms in 6 weeks.
Wow.
I mean, obviously, a lot of that was initially glycogen.
Yeah. Water weight and stuff.
Yeah. So hopefully, like 4 to 5 kilogram fat loss. So I've gone from 87. Do you speaking, but are you familiar with kilograms or pounds?
I go pounds, but I know I can understand what you're saying for sure.
Yeah. So I went from 191 pounds to about 178 around that figure.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good cut.
That's not bad. And also in that time, weirdly my training improved, and I think it's because maybe I think the biggest predictor of insulin sort of resistance, or insulin sensitivity, depending on which way you want to look at it, is body fat.
Yeah.
So because I brought my body fat down, I think I was just utilising carbs more efficiently.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so that I think is the explanation for training improving. But yeah, so just to kind of that's my plan. So gaining phase with diet breaks, mini cut to rein in body fat.
Yep.
Repeat.
Cool.
And then I think what I'll do is what my sort of plan would be, because I don't want to start prep in a bad position.
Yeah.
So I think I don't want to be more than sort of 10 pounds might be a bit low.
Yeah, that's low. That's getting pretty close.
Yeah. So maybe we'll say, for argument's sake, 50 pounds. 20 pounds is probably good. But I want to be fairly close to stage weight.
Yep.
So what I'll probably do is run a mini cut, dip below 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Have a good couple of months of slowly trickling in or slowly increasing calories, so I can start as high a point as possible, and then start the prep. And that would be, ideally sort of early 2020.
Now, with that in mind, what would be your ideal like prep length?
I think I've never run an aggressive diet before. Well, where I've actually tracked it. I've got 2 trains of 4. So last year, if you would have asked me 12 months ago, I would have said 20 weeks or more.
Yeah.
So yeah, my thought would be 20 weeks. But because I've had quite, on this aggressive diet, I've not had any it's only 6 weeks, mind, but I didn't have any food focus. I wasn't feeling energy depleted or lethargic, and I know how you feel during prep. And I had none of those feelings. So now I'm thinking, and I've got some time to decide, but I'm thinking like I could probably do an aggressive diet. If my condition was good enough, I could do an aggressive diet for a short period of time. Yeah. I'm trying to weigh up which one might be better.
Yeah. Yeah, you got lots of time to decide, right?
Yeah, I think I'm more inclined towards doing like a 20-week plus prep.
Right.
And so what happened last year? The reason why I did the 9 shows, what my plan would be to get in condition early, and then increase calories going into a show to try and fill out my physique a bit more. Yeah,
which you saw worked for you a long time ago, right? Where you were bumping back up, and all of a sudden you're like, "Whoa, what is this?"
Yeah, and it shattered my paradigm a bit, my thoughts on prep and how you can like do things. So it was a really good experience, to be fair.
That's cool. Right on, man. All right, dude. Let's wrap this up with just like a rapid fire Q&A. Just some quick shots for you to answer. So, what is your favorite body part to train?
Quads. Yeah, quads.
Quad day. Now, what exercises are you hitting on quad day for sure?
Leg extension. Annoyingly, leg extension is my favorite. No, I say annoyingly because I should be saying squats, but leg extension. I'm quite a big fan of front squats.
Okay.
And then on the leg press, I like to do like a quite a narrow and low stance.
Yep.
So really control it. I mean, it's eccentric, and then drive through the concentric. So they're the three main ones.
Awesome.
And then I'll generally do walking lunges. I've been doing a little bit of splits, Bulgarian split squats.
Love them.
But yeah, but walking lunges, and they're the kind of the main ones. Yeah.
Cool. What's a go-to cheat meal for you?
It depends on how you define cheat meal. But if I define it as like something where it doesn't matter at all about the calories and so on and so forth, it's a toss-up between pizza and burgers.
Those are the top two for anybody you ask. That's the top two for sure.
I don't know if they do it over there, but Pizza Hut were doing a burger where we had Pizza Hut were doing a pizza where they had burgers in the crust.
Oh.
So,
ew. That's too much for me. That's nasty.
Well, okay. Pizza. Yeah,
pizza. Biggest annoyance in the gym.
Okay, how much time have we? No, I'm joking. Couple of things off the top of my head. In specific to the gym I train at, is just vanity a little bit. So, for example, the mirrors are not positioned in every machine so you can see yourself.
Yeah.
Or like on the pull-down machine, but yet still do the exercise and like turn themselves in the mirror. It's kind of like, just concentrate on not getting imbalances and train.
Yeah.
That one. People. Now, I don't mind people. I'm not like what's the word? I would never want to like people to be kicked out of the gym, but I think there's a time and place. And if you're on the leg press or in squat rack and you start scrolling through your phone, that's annoying. Like, I'm not one of these people that say you shouldn't be in the gym at all because they're doing better than nothing.
Yeah.
But it's like if other people need to use the machine, that's annoying.
Yeah, for sure.
And last one, I think. Last one is personal trainers on the phone when they've got a client.
Oh yeah.
Or like they'll have a client come in and say, they'll start a session and they'll just have a client on a treadmill walking for 5 minutes, and it's like, well, ask them to warm up before we get there, and then anyway. But yeah, exactly. I think they're like three little annoyances.
Yeah, that's good. So with your off season coming up, what weak points or muscle groups are you putting maybe more emphasis on than others?
Yeah, back fitness overall.
Okay.
I'd like to improve my shoulder to waist ratio, so I'm trying to develop my side delts as much as possible.
Yep.
And hamstring and glutes as well, because my quads always stay. My quads always stay fairly lean. I've always got pretty good separation.
Right.
So I think my hamstrings and glutes just kind of are neglected a little bit. So to bring those up as well.
Awesome. Do you do much direct work for like say like forearms and calves, like the smaller muscle groups? Do you do anything really for those?
So for forearms, I don't, but I'm quite a big fan of oats. So I'm stirring those up like twice a day. So, but no, with calves, I do calves 3 times a week because I find my calves aren't too bad, but I find that training them frequently, I don't really need. I do a lot of steps anyway, so maybe that's why they're okay. But I don't really seem to do much recovery for them. But all I do is one exercise 3 times per week.
Okay.
But on that exercise, I do like a giant set. So I pick a weight I pick a weight where I can get 30 on, but it's going to be a struggle.
Yep.
So I do 30 reps, and then I have like literally 10 seconds rest, and then do 10 reps, and I repeat that until I get to 100.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I do about three separate exercises, so 3 times per week, trying to hit them in a different way each time.
Nice, that's cool. That's cool. I've never heard of that. What about like core and abs? Do you do much ab work? Off season versus prep, or in general?
Yeah, I mean, in prep I do some, especially close to a show.
Yep.
I should start doing vacuums really, because that's like quite.
That's what I'm working on too. Freaking vacuums.
Yeah. I need to look at how to perform them, and then start doing them. But in prep, certainly close to the show, I'll hit them quite frequently, a couple of times a week, and it'll be from knee raises, leg raises, some oblique exercises, and planks. I mean, just kind of basic things. In the off season, I don't really do them. Maybe I should. I don't really do them, but I guess I'm doing them indirectly through some compound exercises.
Yep. Cool. What about last one? Advice to the new lifter. He comes up to you. New guy comes up to you. He's like, "All right, man. You're 29. You've done all these shows. Give me some tips, so I don't do what you did."
I mean, a few things. Yeah, I'll try and. So these aren't in order. I'm just trying to set them out before I say them. So the first thing would be to fall in love with the process.
Yep.
We touched on it before. We're both quite like-minded. We're like methodical, analytical.
Yep.
I think you need to be need's the wrong word. I think it's beneficial to be.
Yeah.
If you want to be successful in bodybuilding. But yeah, with the process itself, I think take pride in self-development. A lot of people, when you're a new lifter, and we've been there, we know what it's like.
Yep.
You want everything to be black and white. It's like, what's the best thing? Fasted cardio or cardio after training?
Yeah.
What's the best exercise for chest?
It's not like that.
What's the best food to eat before training, after training? So we tend to try and gravitate towards a black and white answer, whereas generally the answer is it depends, and then there needs to be context and so on and so forth. So to kind of fall in love with the process of learning, improving, I think this sport attracts people with like growth mentality anyway. So naturally, I think the people that stick at it already have that sort of mindset.
Yeah. But
it's just appreciating that that's what you should be doing. I would say if you're a beginner lifter, if you're 16 to 19, try. It's difficult nowadays with social media. So I guess that'll be my next point. But try and just enjoy your first couple of years. Don't think about, if you can, don't think about competing. Think about long-term goals, but don't think about, I want to get shredded in second stage, because your newbie gains, the gains that you're going to make in those first couple of years,
maximize them.
Yeah, they're going to be the best ones you get. And I think a lot of people potentially, now I could be corrected, but I think a lot of people potentially in the first couple of years jeopardize how much they could, or how much progression they could make by throwing themselves into a prep.
Yeah.
Effectively.
No, I agree.
So the next point I'd say, I'm sorry if we're going over in time, but the next point I'd say
no worries,
is social media. Loads of pros, loads of cons. So we won't go down the rabbit hole. But one thing I would say is don't use it as a comparison site. Like, don't compare yourself to people on there, because
that's poison.
Everyone shows, and rightly so, because they should be proud of their achievements, but everyone shows like their highlight reel I feel sorry for people coming into it, because one good thing about when I started lifting and when I said I didn't seek out information, I had nothing to compare to except like the other people in the gym.
Yep.
But now it's like you go on your phone and if I go and explore, all I see is shredded pictures of people in better shape than me, winning competitions.
Yeah.
And it's with massive followings, and it's kind of like the association is, well, that's what I need to be.
Yeah.
So as best you can, ignore that. Use social media for its good points. For example, the natural bodybuilding community on there is one of the best.
It's so cool.
One of the best close-knit groups. So that's a really good benefit. People that you follow, if you follow people that put out the right information, great. And the last thing on social media would be, and kind of your mentality is to question things. Don't marry an idea or a philosophy.
Yep.
Just because someone's got a large following doesn't mean they're an authority. So, for example, how many people are like IFYM, 1 meal a day, intermittent fasting, keto, paleo, vegan? I could go
on what to believe.
But, it's like all of those things might have a time and place. They all might be a strategy. Marry it. You shouldn't attach yourself to that, and you shouldn't think because they're doing it, I'll do it. Yeah. Because what works for them might work for you.
Yeah.
So just to apply critical thinking, really. Next thing, creating a positive association. So creating good habits. My positive association is, now I don't treat myself like a dog. I don't reward myself with food. I do enjoy the meals I eat pre and post training.
Yeah. And
because of that reason, I look forward to training, because I know before I train, I get to eat this food. After I train, I get to eat this food. So it's not a reward. It's not a reward feedback loop. It's just a positive feedback loop. But
you keep telling yourself that, buddy.
But that's just creating good habits like that could encourage you to train more, I guess. So I encourage you to fall in love with the process and the sport.
I think that's the key, right? Like you just said there, is falling in love with it, because it's. I mean, especially if you take the natural route, it's a long game, right? My body hasn't changed much, actually in size for the last few years, right? But it's just now it's tweaking and fine tuning things. And you were just talking about earlier, is optimizing the little things, because eventually they'll pay off. And I think that's a hard pill for people to swallow, especially young people getting into it, right?
Yeah, and this is the last couple of things I'll say for the advice, because that's just sparked a couple of things. But one, concentrate on hitting the big things and not the little details. Yeah. So in this podcast, I've talked about some things which are quite which for advanced lifters, because the more advanced you get, the harder it is to create any change or to create muscle and so on. So. That's when you need to leave no stone unturned, and that's when you can focus on these minute details. But for a new lifter, it's
eat a lot.
Eat a lot. Learn how to perform each exercise with proper form. You've got no right loading the bar up with loads of weight until you can actually perform it at low weight or even at body weight. Sorry, trying to, and take. Okay, on the social media thing, don't. So I'm kind of going full circle, or tying them all in. But when I say to fall in love with the process, you kind of realise that, and I don't know if you've had this realisation before, but what I really enjoy is the journey, not necessarily the end result. So it's kind of take the victory and the success is in the journey, and then the actual show day is the collateral. So that's that's the aftermath. Yeah. But the best part of it is actually the journey.
Yeah, going through it.
So that's kind of my last bit of advice for new lifters, really.
No, that was good. That was good, man.
Don't judge themselves. Use the right measure to judge your success. So judge yourself on how you're progressing, not necessarily how you place on stage. Because if somebody's better than you on the day, that's how it is.
Yeah.
So don't beat yourself up on your placings. Just measure your success over time.
Yeah, that was all. Right, that was good. Positive way to end that. That was good.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad way. Yeah.
Quickly plug your social media, man. Where can people find you?
Yeah, so Instagram, I'm pretty active on them. It's Dino110. And yeah, I'm pretty much I'm a creature of habit, so it's pretty much like food pictures, maybe some training pictures.
Yeah.
I go on like a walk in the morning, so I've got like a morning routine. So I'll post a picture of the walk.
Cool.
So yeah, all this boring stuff. But yeah, if you want to follow me on there, just send me a message. If you got any questions, I'm always keen to listen and help. So yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks a lot, buddy. This was great. I'm glad we were able to line this up.
Yeah, Leroy, thanks for having me on, because I've seen the caliber of your guests, and like AJ and Jack, you know, they're the future of or they're going to be a big part of the future of British national bodybuilding.
Yeah.
So it's really I'm flattered to be amongst them. So yeah, thanks a lot for reaching out to me.
We'll do it again sometime, man.
Definitely, yeah.
All right, well, have a good rest of your day, buddy.
Yeah, take care.
Yeah, bye.